What if everything you've been told about happiness, success, and positive thinking is completely wrong? What if chasing good feelings is exactly what's making your life worse? Mark Manson studied thousands of people around the world and discovered one uncomfortable truth that changes everything. This is the subtle art of not giving a F. The 5 most powerful lessons in 10 minutes. Let's go. Lesson 1. You only have so many F's to give. There was a writer named Charles Bukowski, a complete failure by every measure. He drank too much, lived in poverty, and collected rejection letters for decades. He kept writing anyway, not because he felt special, not because he had a plan, just because he had nothing else. When he finally got published in his 50s, he became one of the most celebrated writers of his generation. On his tombstone, by his own request, 3 words: don't try. Here's what that means. We live in a culture obsessed with positivity. Every social media post, every advertisement screams, be happy, be successful, be extraordinary. And here's the brutal irony. The more desperately you chase happiness, the further it runs. The more you try to appear extraordinary, the more empty you feel. Because attention is a limited resource. You only have so much energy to care about things. If you give a F about everything, your follower count, your neighbor's opinion, your ex, the news, what strangers think of your shoes, you have nothing left for what actually matters. The lesson? Stop trying to feel good all the time. Stop trying to avoid problems. Choose, very carefully, what deserves your limited energy, and ruthlessly let go of the rest. That's the subtle art. Lesson 2. Happiness is not a destination. It's a choice of problems. Here's one of the most important questions you will ever ask yourself. What kind of problems am I willing to have? Not, how do I eliminate problems? Everyone has problems. The rich person has the problem of managing money and people wanting things from them. The poor person has the problem of making ends meet. Neither is problem-free. They just chose different problems. Mark Manson tells the story of Dave Mustaine, kicked out of his band in 1983, right before they became the biggest rock group in history. That band was Metallica. Dave went on to form Megadeth, sold 25 million records, toured the world. By any measure, an incredible success. But Dave still considers himself a failure. Because the one thing he wanted, to beat Metallica, never happened. Meanwhile, Pete Best, the original Beatles drummer replaced by Ringo Starr, describes his life as wonderful. Same level of loss, completely opposite happiness. The difference isn't what happened to them. It's what problems they chose to focus on. The lesson: happiness is not something you find. It's something you build by choosing problems that are worth solving. Ask yourself not, how do I get what I want, but what struggle am I willing to embrace? Your answer reveals your real values. Lesson 3. You are not special, and that's actually great. 4:30 to 6. In the 1970s, psychologists decided the solution to crime, addiction, and depression was simple: raise everyone's self-esteem. So schools stopped giving failing grades. Every kid got a trophy. An entire generation was told they were special, gifted, destined for greatness. Here's what actually happened. Anxiety and depression skyrocketed. Narcissism became an epidemic. Young people entered the real world expecting to be handed success and completely fell apart when it didn't come.
The self-esteem movement backfired catastrophically. Manson's insight: entitlement is just a coping mechanism for insecurity. When we feel inadequate, our brain offers two escape routes. Either convince yourself you're exceptional, or convince yourself you're a victim. Both are delusions. Both keep you stuck. The truth? Most of us are average at most things, and accepting that is genuinely liberating. When you stop pretending to be extraordinary, you stop performing your life for an audience. You stop being terrified of normal failure. You start doing things for reasons that actually matter, not for likes, not for status, not for appearances. The lesson: you don't need to be special to live a meaningful life. In fact, accepting your ordinariness is the first step to actually becoming good at the things that matter to you. Lesson 4. Failure doesn't block the path. It is the path. 6 to 8. Most people have it backwards. They think, first I'll get confident, then I'll take action. But Manson, and every piece of neuroscience research on this, says the exact opposite is true. Action creates motivation. Doing creates confidence. The person who starts a business and fails learns something irreplaceable. The person who never starts learns nothing except how to stay comfortable and stuck. Manson calls this the do something principle. When you're paralyzed, when you don't know where to start, when nothing feels right, just do something, anything. One tiny step in the direction you want to go. Imperfect action is infinitely better than perfect inaction. There's a crucial mindset shift here too. Most of us fear failure because we've confused it with identity. I failed is a statement about an event. It means you tried, got information, and can adjust. I am a failure is a statement about a person. It's a cage. Edison famously said he didn't fail 10,000 times. He found 10,000 ways that don't work. Every failure was a data point bringing him closer to the light bulb. The lesson: stop waiting to feel ready. You'll never feel fully ready. Take the imperfect action, fail fast, learn faster. The path forward is built from failures, not around them. Lesson 5. You're going to die. Use that. This is the most uncomfortable lesson, and the most important. You are going to die. Not as a concept, not as a distant, abstract reality. You, reading this, watching this, will one day stop existing. Anthropologist Ernest Becker spent his life studying human behavior and concluded that almost everything we do is secretly motivated by the fear of death. Our careers, our religions, our obsession with fame and legacy, it's all an attempt to feel like we matter beyond our physical existence. Manson doesn't ask you to stop fearing death. He asks you to use it as a filter. Here's the filter. When you're standing at your deathbed, looking back at your life, what will have mattered? Not your follower count, not whether that person liked your post, not the argument you won on the internet. The people you loved, the work you actually believed in, the moments you were fully present. When you hold your daily choices up against your mortality, everything becomes clearer. The things you're anxious about either matter deeply or they matter not at all. The lesson: contemplate death not to be morbid, but to be free. Use it as your ultimate clarity tool. It has a way of making the unimportant feel unimportant, and the important feel urgent.
Conclusion, 9:30 to 10. So here are the 5 lessons from The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. 1. You have limited Fs to give. Spend them wisely. 2. Happiness means choosing good problems, not eliminating them. 3. You're not special. Accept it. It's freeing. 4. Failure is not the obstacle. It is the path. 5. You're going to die. Use that clarity every single day. Mark Manson's message isn't stop caring. It's care about the right things. If this gave you value, subscribe to Book Pulse Daily. New book summary every week. Drop a comment. What's one thing in your life you need to stop giving a F about? See you in the next one.